Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Hey, what's good, family? This is Joe checking in for the No Picks podcast.
Hey, what's going on, family? This is Todd checking in, No Picks Podcast.
It's your man Gio back again, visiting the No Picks podcast.
Welcome back, Gio. It's good to have you, man.
It's a
All right,
pleasure
so
to be here.
last time we had you, we had a nice panel. Got a little fiery and contentious in certain parts. We had the ladies sharing some of their opinions. So this is gonna be another political piece. I'm curious to see how you guys feel. I feel like we might agree. I don't know where G's gonna land exactly, but I'm gonna let it play for a little bit, and then let me hear what you guys got to say. Okay, this is very interesting. All right, we're not gonna play the whole thing, but we got to play a good amount of it. So here we go.
I got the wine cup today.
Interesting. I follow her. I follow you, and I saw not just this fight, but what you've been saying about the migrants.
Yeah, the migrants. They spent I know Dr. Umar was here, and he was saying that they spent over 400 million. No, they spent 2.2 billion, and I have it. I got all of it.
And I was saying all of this back in January because of activists like Zoe, but also because of who we talk to here in New York, what we see in New York going on. And when I'm bringing up these issues, people say it was MAGA messaging. It's not MAGA messaging.
No,
it's for black people in the streets.
No, we are at a honestly, all jokes aside, we are at a race of emergency when it comes to Black America. Whatever you call yourself, we give our vote. And I'm not saying vote for whoever you want to vote, but we continue to vote blue, and we do not get anything. We just watched George Floyd, right, get killed in front of us. We just watched Sonia Massey, that's in Illinois, just get killed in front of us. And we still do not have a hate crime bill. So how many times do we have to get killed to get some type of legislation? But we continue to vote blue. And if we don't vote, it's turned to a cult. I'm 38 years old, right? And I have common sense. And I think this is the election of common sense. Okay. We just watch, I'm watching I'm going to these meetings, right? Finance meeting is very important. The budget meeting is very important. Housing and real estate is very important in your local states. You're watching all this money being passed for housing, for resources. They're using our statistics. Like, we're the highest in everything. We even get hit by bicycles. Like, how the bicycles?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're for everything, right? So you get this money, and then none of it goes to our community. Where's the money at? Where is the audits? Where's IRS criminal division? Like, there was in 1984 in Chicago, there was something called Operation Greylord. Operation Greylord is when they went and they picked up judges, they picked up police officers, lawyers, all that for all the corruption, right? And it needs to be another Operation Greylord, but this time with the city. But the IRS was involved, the feds was involved, because IRS criminal division needs to be involved, because there's too many people sleeping on the street, migrants as well, for you to have $2.2 billion. You're spending $700,000 a month. I mean, $700,000 a day on shelters. Where is this money at? You're dumping these undocumented immigrants in our communities that are already under-resourced. You're pushing us out. There's been mass illegal evictions, right? And they're not even putting that online. They're not even putting that on the news, because they get more money with the illegals. All this money, $2.2 billion, $700,000 a day on migrant shelters, but we're supposed to continue to vote the way that we vote? No, what are you going to give us? We need legislation. We need a hate crime bill today. People keep talking about, Trump wants to.
All right. She goes on for a little bit more, but I thought this was very interesting, right? So I don't know where you guys are going to fall exactly on this. I know where Ty might fall because he's made his stance very, very clear, right? But I think that, hey, Kim, I'm glad you joined us. You didn't really miss much. You actually came in while we were just started watching the clip. But this was, I guess she's an influencer, but also a political activist. And she's talking about we continue to vote blue, and what do we get for that, right? Remember, we had that panel with the ladies, and you were there with us. And so she's talking now about the migrant crisis. And so I'm kind of curious to see where you guys are feeling now with this migrant crisis, because recently, have you guys seen viral that receipt that showed that there was a migrant who went in with the EBT card, and the receipt, you know how it shows you how much you got left on the card? It said 13,000 something. And the shorty was like, "This is
shit."
Right. No, I don't know if you guys have seen that, right? But people have been talking about, how the hell how does this person have 13,000 or something, whatever, in EBT? Like, how are they getting all this funding for these migrants, right? So I just want to make it explicitly clear. I'm not trying to sit here and bash immigrations, whether here illegally or documented. I'm not here to, crap on the immigration folk, the migrants. You know what I mean? Like, this is not a conversation to like stir up xenophobia, but to have a realistic conversation about, how this is affecting the Black community, if you think it is, and does this activist have a point? What are we getting for continuing to vote with Democrats? So I'm going to open it up to our guests. I know Kim came a little bit behind, so I'm going to start with G, and then we'll move around. But G, what do you think about what she's saying? Like, is she speaking facts? Is she tripping? Is she delusional? How do you feel about the clip and the migrant situation?
So yeah, bro. So she spoke no lies. I think the no, seriously, like listening to it, bro, it's sad. Like it really is sad thinking about how Black people are really like mistreated, right? Like there's always this lack of resource conversation when it comes to us. And I made reference to this. I don't know if it was on this podcast, but it was like I made reference to how with like the Asian people got their ass whipped for like a week, and they were like, "What the fuck?"
They got a hate crime bill.
Facts.
Remember that? Like
They
this.
got a bill like
Facts.
within like minutes.
Yeah.
It was like, "Yo, y'all, listen, don't you fucking put your hands on these. These are people."
Right.
Yeah.
And it was like,
Facts.
it was
Facts.
specific language for them. It wasn't
Yeah.
everybody. It wasn't like civil rights.
Mm.
It was Asian.
No.
Don't you fucking touch Asian Americans.
Yeah.
And it was like, damn, y'all, that's how that work? Okay. So,
Right.
so to her point, right, that like the one side, it is sad how we get mistreated. And then the other side of it is that misappropriation of funds. So
Right.
in major cities like Philadelphia, we have like such stuff as like, the sugar tax, the cigarette tax, the
Regressive taxes, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we got all these like taxes that are meant to be supporting and given to the communities. And every time when they go do the first audit, they're like, yo, we lost like 75% of that shit. Like we can't find it. But like yeah, just don't even worry about it. Just get used to paying it. And then there's nothing behind it. And the money, what you'll find is that it's funneled into communities based off of political corruption or just nepotism within politics. And I think the main point, so to like wrap it all up into a little tight bow, right, in terms of how it is influenced the political side of it, I proceed with caution with the whole associating like Trump and the Republican Party, right? Because there's a they don't give a fuck about us either. And so again, I think seriously, brother,
They don't. I agree.
Yeah, like you have to like even like, oh yeah, I'm voting this way. Listen, on some shit, for Black people, we got to be at the polls collectively. Like, yo, who's going to write legislation for us right now? Like, write it before we go vote, and then we gonna go vote because
none of them.
We
them.
don't. I know, but like we don't give a fuck. But that's in terms of there's nothing guaranteed voting for them either. And then for a lot of them, right, the extreme Republicans, they have a bunch of extreme shit that they trying to like Christianize America, and that's just trash. No offense to Christianity.
No problem. All
you.
right, good first start. Now, Kim, I'm curious to see how you fall on this. I'll set a disclaimer: we are not trying to discourage people to vote. We're also not forcing people to vote Republican because, as you know, I hate Republicans. I'm not voting for Trump. We're just trying to have a more nuanced conversation with, the Black community about our current situation and just like what we're facing and what either party is going to do for us and what we should be asking if we should be asking for more. So just making sure I'm framing it that way. Like, this is not to like shit on Kamala or bash that or the Democratic Party, but I would like to have a more nuanced conversation about the Black community, our vote, what's on the agenda for us. So just curious, like, what did you think about what you called the clip, like, and the migrant situation and all that?
Oh, I believe she had a point. But to kind of piggyback on what Gio said about like who's writing things for us before we go to vote, nobody, because we don't have those type of resources in our communities. Like who's educating these young Black minds on the issues and stuff that affect them on a daily basis, even though we see it. Like, okay, so for instance, I work for a county assistance office, right? One thing I have learned is that the government will always have money for what they want to have money for. Okay, so we have this we have like an influx of Haitian immigrants that have come in the country the past, I would say, like 2 years and some change, and the amount of funds that they get just coming in here, like literally they would come here, and this is not me bashing them. I just want to make that very, very clear to
Yeah,
everyone.
I try to make that clear
Not at
too. We don't want
all.
people to think we're xenophobic or, you know what I mean? Like, we got to have a real objective conversation about this though. Like, but
You know
yeah,
what's
absolutely.
Not at all. I just have to
Aside,
put that disclaimer out there, because I mean, Philadelphia, we are basically, we're a sanctuary city. I get that. That's cool. But you have literally people who immigrants who have come here like days ago, and the first thing they do is come to the county assistance office and apply for benefits.
Damn.
Okay.
Damn.
And they're eligible for it. And they're eligible for it. They get it. They
Right.
practically get it right away. Whereas
Right.
you
That's
have
crazy. That's crazy.
a black family, a black family. I'm not, black family, or I'm gonna say a family that lives in like a urban environment that's like, a little, what, a little on the socioeconomic level, on the lower end, right? They have to jump through hoops just to prove what they're saying is correct and true and accurate in order to be eligible for anything. And majority of the time, they're found ineligible because nobody believes their situation. Nobody
Oh
believes
shit.
that the fact that like there's rent, they have their rent increased to $1,400 a month, and yet they're right now they have zero income. It is possible. Because I mean the labor force is crazy. Anyone could get laid off at any point in time, but they make them jump through hoops to prove what they're saying, and yet you have somebody who came in the country literally days ago who they're just eligible right away. Like to me,
Right.
so, and I feel like it does such a disservice to the black community. That's why they come in angry. That's why we get the brunt of like, I mean, we feel it, but again, at the end of the day, like, policy is policy. We got to abide by what we have to do at the end of the day. But it's crazy. And again, I want to put this disclaimer out there. I'm not bashing immigrants. I'm not at all. But I just feel like the system is just not designed for us, and we don't have the resources to put in our schools, to educate these young minds so they could be somebody, and then teach the next generation, or teach those who are younger than them, so they could fight for these policies and these ideas, and and so forth, in this political climate that we're in. So I mean, that's just where I stand.
No, thank you.
Interesting.
Ty,
Interesting.
what you got, bro? Like, these are the
Yo,
first thoughts, and then we'll
listen,
dive deeper.
I loved adding Kim's perspective because she adds a different perspective, because she works for the fucking county assistance office, which is
right.
For people watching, it's the welfare office. That's a cute way of saying welfare office. But bro, like, listen, this is what I get from this whole migrant conversation. We talked about this before, right? But I think it's hilarious how when it's in the border states, and those people in charge of the governments in the border states are like, yo, like, we can't handle this shit too much, blah, blah, blah. Me growing up, all of us growing up, I'm sure we heard this shit our whole lives. Yo, you know what? You goddamn scumbag Republicans are so racist. Y'all so xenophobic. You know what I mean? You guys just don't want these people to come here and make a life for themselves, and just kill it and crush it, right? But now that they started putting them on planes and boats and and buses and shit, and sending them to Democratic cities, now they're like, oh, the sky is falling. We can't handle this shit. All the resources are gone. But none of us cared about this shit when it was just Republican states and Republican governors talking about this shit. We all called them racist because we listened to our Democratic politicians saying, yo, all these people want to do is have a better life for themselves. They're escaping persecution. You know what the fuck started happening when they started shipping these people to Democratic cities? Brandon Johnson, Eric Adams, the mayor of fucking Massachusetts. They were like, this will bankrupt us. This is ruining us. This is destroying us. So what I get from this is that it's like ain't no fun when a rabbit got the gun. So when they start saying, "Yo, listen, we gonna start sharing this fucking problem amongst all these sanctuary cities,"
Right.
that's when the game started changing. That's when they like that's what started making me realize, like, yo, this political shit is all like situational. Like when you want to say, hey, we're for the people, we just want everybody to live a fantastic life. That shit changes when it comes when the onus is on you to make sure to provide people with that fantastic life. When it was when we were kids and the Republican governor of Texas was saying this shit, we all called them racist.
Right.
But now when it's in New York, now when it's in Boston, when it's in what is it, Denver, when it's in Chicago, we all say, "Oh no, we can't do this. We can't do this." But we didn't have that same energy when it came to when they were saying this shit, you know what I mean, years ago, before them niggas wisened up and started shipping these niggas up here. Now they sharing a problem, and
right.
So that entertains me. That's like that's
New York is going through it, bro. New York is going through it with this migrant
Eric
situation,
Adams
bro.
literally said out his mouth, "This will ruin New York City."
You know, he recently tried to sue the bus company because they dropped off more. They tried to drop more migrants. He tried to sue the private bus company that dropped them off. Supreme Court said no, that's unconstitutional. It didn't go through, so the migrants got dropped off again.
Bro, you're a sanctuary city. Like everybody should be able to come there and live a great life, right? Like that's what you're advocating.
Yeah.
But when they actually do it, you don't have the resources to fucking fund that lifestyle. So now you're crying and bitching, and you're blaming and guess what? The Republican governors of Arizona and Texas and all that shit, they're still racist.
Right.
Well, they are racist, but
both things can be true, I guess. Maybe.
Yeah, both things can be true. Both things can be true. So I think the difference of like parties, right? And so I wanted to make a point. The fact that whenever Black people are having a conversation of our own self-interest, we have to explicitly apologize that it's not like in defense of other people. When every time somebody else has a conversation that is their own self-interest, they don't apologize for it. Like when the Asian Americans were like, yo, we want an Asian specific bill, they wasn't like, yo, like they had just watched us get our ass whooped for a year and didn't like for like a year and some change. It didn't say a shit.
Wait, G, we didn't get Joe's perspective.
Oh yeah, my bad.
So let's get his John first.
Oh, I didn't share. Oh no. Well, I'll just piggyback off what G was saying. Yeah, you're right, and it's I think some of it is because our struggle, right? Especially, ADOS, American descendants of slavery, especially people who you can track their history back to, slavery and building this country on their descendants' backs. Like when we have that conversation, it's like we share. I feel like us and the brown people, like we have more of a common struggle, right? Not to say that the Asian community didn't have their struggles. They had the internment camps during World War II. They had, some of their things happening too. But like, I don't know. For me, I feel like I relate more to the struggle of the Latinos in this country than I do with that of the Asian community. And so for me, like, I just don't want to offend them because I feel like they're our brothers. You know what I mean? When we had the Black Panthers, they had the Brown Berets in New York, and the Young Lords in New York. You know what I mean? They were like the Latino Black Panther at the time. So like, I just feel like our struggle is so much more connected to theirs. It's different in ways as well. They definitely deal with racism differently than we do, but like, it's all the same shit at the end of the day. So I feel like, I don't know, I find myself apologizing too because I don't want to bash them because I'm like, I know that they've had that struggle and they've had to fight for whatever they have too as well. And I also know that a lot of them are coming here because of policy, the U.S. government and some of our policies abroad that have pushed them to come here too. You know how our arms are funding the drug cartel, how Mexicans are trying to get out of there because of how neoliberalist policies basically increase the price of living and they can't afford anything. So people are trying to come here also because of neoliberalism, because of all the policies, because of people going into their countries and privatizing their resources. So our country, we owe a lot to that migration and that influx of people coming in because we've made it unlivable in certain countries because of wars, because of the dictators we funded and propped up. You know what I mean? Like, so we have a whole connection to Central America and South America where these migrants are coming that if you just study history, you'll know like, yo, we contributed to a lot of the problems, a lot of the reasons why people are trying to come here, right? So I think that's why sometimes I just want to, I don't know if we should, but like I just don't want them to get offended by the fact that we're like, listen, y'all, I understand that y'all here and y'all trying to make a better life, but like we need some heat. Americans first. You know what I mean? Even if we just take it away from Black folk, my energy is like America first. Where is the love for America, bro? I think a quarter of veterans are still homeless, right? We still got a quarter of homeless people in America are veterans, which is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? We have more houses than we have more empty houses than we do homeless people. You know what I'm saying? Like we have resources where we can like help people live better lives, and we don't have that. When they wanted to ban TikTok, they passed bipartisan legislation like this. How quickly can they come together and work together to pass legislation? They did it like this to ban TikTok, right? And they also did it like this right after we filed all our taxes, and they took all our tax money and shipped that shit right to Israel and right to Ukraine to fund those wars. All that money that we paid in taxes, literally the day after tax day closed, they shipped like 96 billion abroad to fund foreign wars. And I'm like, what about America? That's always my energy. What about Americans? Where's our relief? We're still struggling with inflation, the high cost of food. Our young people are still can't find jobs. The labor market is horrible. I don't know if y'all been reading, but the past couple of days, the Nasdaq has dropped. You know, Japan's economy is in shock right now. Like the world, they're talking about we might head into a recession. Like Wall Street's not doing too good right now. The global economy is not doing well right now. You know what I mean? So like things are so unstable right now because people are like, well, America still hasn't dealt with the inflation. I don't know how they're going to deal with, like they're not dealing with the unemployment that's about to come, like, or that still is. So I guess that's my energy with all this. Like, what about Americans, right? I want to make it more specific to us, of course, but like generally speaking, what about America? Where's our funding first? Where are our resources? I pay taxes, bruh. I pay a lot of taxes, bruh. When you start moving up in that income bracket, you realize, God damn, I pay a lot of taxes, bruh. Like they tax the hell out of me. Where's our relief? You know what I mean? Child care is hella expensive. I'm about to start paying that soon. Like it's hella expensive for child care. I don't get food stamps. I ain't got 13 racks on the EBT card. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just crazy, bro. I feel like no
Yo,
party is really looking out for the average American. And that's why I'm like, what about us, bro? And then I think about these migrants and I'm like, bro, my mom just got her citizenship. My mom was fighting for her naturalization for years. It slowed down when Trump came into office because Homeland Security shut that down. She finally got her naturalization. So I know that struggle of being undocumented in America. It's not easy. You know what I'm saying? So I sympathize for that struggle as well. But here we are, and I'm like, bro, like America first. Like where's our support? Where's our relief, bro? That's my first thought, man. That's like where is it at? I'm always thinking where's our help?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, damn, bro.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I don't know who to like. It's hard. Like I know
But
we
you
were
said
like,
something.
no, go
You
ahead.
said something that I thought was interesting. You said that our country, like we are responsible for a lot of the things in the world, and the reality
Our
is
government,
our government
our
is
government.
responsible. Yes,
Absolutely, our government. Just
yes,
like the
yeah,
way
yeah,
the
yeah.
Biden
Clarify.
administration funded the Israel and which I would call a genocide, all that
Yeah,
was our government. Our government
yeah.
aided the bombing of all that genocide that happened in Israel that's still happening. That was
If we
funded by
get
our
all
government.
these niggas out, yo, real like this is the power of American politics. This is like why it's crazy, but it's fucked up. We could literally vote everybody out, stop all the funding. Like, yo, Israel, like I don't know what they was promising y'all, but like this shit is over. We got to fix our own country. We could literally like change everything by like just going to the elections and being like, all right, we not voting none of these motherfuckers in. Y'all want to play any, mini, money, mo on fucking on social media on who gonna be the
Yeah,
fucking in the office. And this person, the moment you vote anything against us, you're out. You're done. It's like certain rules in certain countries. I mean, certain
right,
states. It's like 90 days. If they don't, if you want to get them the fuck out, it's like, yo, hey, you didn't vote with us. It's not our best interest. Get the fuck out. It's
right.
literally that simple, bro. Like we struggling
Yeah,
with American politics. The system is there for us to take advantage of. It's just most of us are ignorant to it, and it's intentional. All of
right.
this
We've been
like fucking
bamboozled.
propaganda and like media, all of these different
Right.
distractions. The shit is a part of a game to keep the
Gee,
power.
I would argue that like vote blue no matter who. Like that dynamic does not serve black people, white people, or anybody.
The
Yo,
two
like
party democratic system does not. It's like
no.
it's flawed. Telling me
It sounds
one side
ridiculous.
is more flawed than the other, and when not avoiding the truth. So the reality of it is, every politician that is in Congress on both sides has been there for a while. If the country is trash, both of them are playing a part in it.
Yeah.
It's both.
Right.
It's like it's so and like and it's that's like a really like the sad like reality, right? Is that there is no good choice. If you in the game, you playing the game. Eight people be like AOC is this. She playing the game
She's playing the game.
like
I
everybody
think
else.
AOC is a Twitter politician, bro. Like she don't do shit. She don't give a like. She wants some good comments on Twitter.
Right,
It makes her
also
excited,
appeals
and
to a
then
very
that's
small
not how
percentage
politics work.
of young voters that that are interested in politics. Like she appeals to them. So if that, I mean, not saying that it's the right way, but if her tactic or her way brings them in, like I guess for like the gooder the greater good, I mean, have at it. Have at it.
but I don't. I would argue that like being active on social media doesn't
Granted,
translate
yeah.
into votes. Bernie Sanders was
Mhm.
active as shit on social media. That shit did not translate into votes. Like his. If you looked at the attention that Bernie Sanders got on social media, the retweets, the likes, and all that shit, you would have thought he was gonna be president. But those motherfuckers didn't go out and vote. Same thing. So when
Bro,
No,
Bernie
he
got
did.
scammed,
He
bro.
did.
Bernie
He
got
did.
scammed out of his nomination. Bernie
Yeah.
got
But I know a
scammed,
lot.
bro.
I know a lot of
Twice.
people. I know a lot of people. Listen, it's a small sample size, but everybody I know that fuck with Bernie did not go out and vote for him. Because I asked people, like, did you go out and vote for him?
I don't know. Well, listen,
they
I
didn't.
voted for him. I campaigned for him. I phone banked for him. Like he probably energized me the most out of everybody since I was voting age. And I'm telling you, they scammed the boy. He broke records for individual donations and funding. His grassroots movement. He made most of his money off what $20 donations. He like broke funding records.
I believe all that shit, but they didn't go out and vote for him.
They did.
They didn't go vote for him.
They tried. He got scammed. The whole we got to go back in history. I don't want to go back to like what happened. But remember when he was running the second time, Obama literally had to step in and ask Elizabeth Warren and Pete Buttigieg to drop out so that Biden could win. Because otherwise they were going to divide the vote, and Bernie had a chance of winning. Obama literally had to step in and ask Elizabeth Warren.
Are you and Kim saying that he actually won the primaries in all these states, but the Democratic system
I'm saying
manipulated the votes?
There was collusion. Well, yes, first of all, they did because the voting machines in Nevada were a hot mess.
Shit.
The voting machines in the Iowa caucus were. Do you not remember all the bullshit that happened with the voting machines during Bernie's election?
You fell into it, Joe. You wasn't.
You don't remember that?
Joe. Don't fall into it, Joe. You wasn't supposed to fall into it, Joe.
My bad.
Listen,
no, I'm saying that was real though. Like we can't just erase history.
Yo, listen.
What are you talking
Joe,
about,
you
bro?
saw it
That
coming,
literally
bro.
happened.
You fell into it, dog. As soon as he said it, I'm like, it's a trap, bro.
That's not even a conspiracy. It literally happened,
if you're black,
bro.
if you're a black person, a conspiracy theory makes your vagina wet and your penis hard.
Do you know where that term came from?
I don't understand what it does to people, bro.
Do you know Do you know the origin of the term conspiracy theory came from? It was created by the CIA.
Prior black person.
No, it was created by the CIA. You know why? To make claims of facts or things that like these groups that were like struggling for like rights and for like revolution and things like that, to basically paint them as lunatics, as crazy, as loons. It was just a way to kind of dismiss all of their concerns and all of the.
But it's also everything. True though. There people have conspiracy.
I'm telling
theories.
you where the origin of the term came from. It literally is so that you can just take claims that might be factual and make it seem like they're just bullshit, bro. Like they created it to like. That's the origin.
But listen, but we also got to admit that black people love a good conspiracy.
Go ahead, Gio. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. This is patiently, bro. I be all interrupting. That's why I'm trying to learn to be like more present and not just be all like going off. But all right, so you said something, Ty, about like the people like the not voting, right? And it was something for me that stood out. Was like we have fell into the trap of trusting our government. So, and it is like you think about every generation, we go into it like, oh, okay, cool. These people are going to make the best decision for us, right? And so, like, we really think the government is acting on our best behalf. Like, oh, like they taking this money and they putting it into the streets, they putting it into the schools. It's just not enough money. We like literally the average American person is thinking that the people that are currently in the position are qualified to make decisions. That's what you think about politics when you're younger. You like, yo, if somebody's a senator, of course he's educated and know how politics work, right? Like, of course. And then you go through your early, like, when you become an adult, you 18, 19, and you've been voting, you were indoctrinated into thinking that the people that's even on these ballots, like, you're not going to be on this ballot if you're not qualified, right? I'm going to vote because blue. They said that they into us. There's this distrust of the government that is separate from us, right? And it's like, oh, okay, cool. Then for Joe, when you talk about the second part with the conspiracy theory thing, you ain't gonna spit on me and tell me it's fucking raining, right? So for every conspiracy theory that exists, there's some fucking nut shit that the government has done that was like, I shouldn't trust y'all motherfuckers. And this is the beauty of being an American citizen. Everything they fucking do, I'm supposed to question, because just in case they get out of order, that's what the Constitution is for. The Constitution isn't for like protection of person to person. That's just common law. The Constitution literally is like, yo, if you motherfuckers got guns, I get to have guns. Y'all can't just come take my shit because it's mine. I'm giving y'all authority to make decisions in my best interest. And if at one point I think you motherfuckers are acting up, I get to act like I have my best interest at heart. And that's what the Constitution is. Literally, that's all it is. And that's why I fucking love redneck Republicans and motherfuckers that be preaching that, because I'm off question the fucking government.
No, they're
Don't
idiots.
trust these niggas at all, bro.
No, they're idiots though, because the government has fucking nukes and fucking spy drones and shit. You can't have a regular redneck Republican can't have a nuke. You'll die.
Listen to your way of thinking. The government is literally an entity created by the people that we elect people to. It doesn't exist outside of us. There isn't a person inside of the government that is above the people, because the people is grant the power. We have literally agreed, it's a contract. We have agreed to be under the United States of American umbrella, the protection, and saying, hey, we will abide by these social constructs as long as you motherfuckers keep our best interests at heart. And the Constitution makes it so you can't fuck us over without us having something to say.
So why are we still getting fucked over, bro?
Because we fucking retarded.
Why are we still getting bent over and just abused, bro?
Like we got the game. Niggas like Tyrese, he like the government. Nigga, that's not a thing. That's the problem, is that we think that motherfuckers that's in the government is like supposed to be in the government. No, get the fuck out. It's not a thing. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. Like you don't get the assignment. Everybody that's in the government is supposed to be making life as easy as possible for the American citizen. And this is the joke point. I'll be trying to stop from like going on these tangents, but it's supposed to be made as easy as possible for American people. So,
but look, let's get final thoughts because
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you good, brother. You good.
No, you good.
I guess. I mean, I guess maybe we can frame it like, or like, I don't know. I mean, I know we were talking about like this election and just like an agenda, or like what's going to happen. What are black folk going to get out of it? What are Americans going to get out of it, right? But because we're black, we get to sit here and have these conversations about black folk, right? And we'll keep it to that. But like, what are we going to get out of this election? And
nothing.
I mean, you're still, if we're going to get nothing, you're still going to vote, right?
Yeah, I'm a vote for.
You see how ridiculous that sounds?
Okay, go ahead. So do your thing, and then let's do all the finishing thorns.
All right, so then I guess. All right, so Hakim, you got any final thoughts, or like as far as like the video, the migrant, the conversation we're having, this election, the black agenda policies, like the migrant situation, like anything, any just final thoughts?
I don't think black people are going to come out winning. If that's, I mean, we're just not. We not. But
that's facts.
I wouldn't waste. I wouldn't waste my right to vote either, because that's just. Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
I understand that.
I don't know. We'll see what it is. I mean, either way, I'll be disappointed, but it's just where we're at right now. That's just where we're at right now. But yeah.
Okay. That's real. All right, G, what you got?
What you said it, Joe. What do the American people get? I think that like the race thing, I'm leaning the Republican way. Like I do. If we can just remove race, if them motherfuckers wasn't so racist, they would be the perfect party. Because it's just like, hey, no, seriously, bro. Like if it wasn't
that's
so
racist,
racist,
that's a good point, though. I ain't gonna hold you.
Because they really be fighting for like American principles, and I'm like, yo, I'm with that shit. Except I'm black, bro. Like you can't just be saying this shit about black people. I think I'm one of them.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like,
I'm one of them.
Like I am. Like I'm with them niggas, bro. Like, come on.
Like Ann Coulter told Vivek to his face,
I'm one of them.
Can't vote for you because you're Indian. I'm like, yo, that's wild, bro.
Like they just racist and shit. So What are the American people going to get out of this election? And it's like this immigration shit. Like, listen, fuck all. Like, listen, I'll go on record and say it. Fuck everybody that didn't put into this pot, right? So last year we collectively paid taxes. If you did, my life is a struggle. Listen, that food stamp shit. I recently just changed tax brackets. I ain't gonna snitch on myself, but let's just say they ain't know that for a while. My tax bracket been different, but they just catching up to me. I don't like these new changes. They asking too many questions about how I'm making money and I'm the fucking food stamps and shit. It's just, I'm just saying that as an American citizen, the motherfuckers getting cut in on the pie before we do.
It's just, I'm sorry, hold on. Let me just say this real quick. Forgive me, but you know how we lie on applications for these benefits and stuff? They lie too. I just want to let y'all know that. The same people that come here like 5, 6, 7, 1 month ago, they lie too. And they could quicker get this shit than we can. Okay?
No, they investigate us. That's what, like you said that they investigate. They want to they oh no, we need to document. What the fuck you need documentation for, bro? Why you all worried about where this coming from? You asked me how much.
All they need literally is a passport, an I-94, a letter of residency, who you staying with. They need to know whether or not you have income. A lot of them say they don't, but really they're getting income from somewhere, and that's it. But versus an application like say that I submit, they want my 2023, 2022 taxes, tax forms, W-2s. They want a copy of my phone bill, my light bill, my electric bill, my mortgage. They want everything. They want everything. Damn. So all right, I'm gonna cut out now.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I think we should just, when black people go into the welfare office, we should just say, okay.
You draw. You can pass for a Cuban or a Dominican.
Okay. No,
Stupid. Well, you got some. You want to share your final thoughts, Ty, or you want to?
Yeah. Listen. I'm loving it. I'm loving the fact that now not only Republican cities are racist, Democratic cities are also racist.
No,
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Everybody racist. Everybody racist.
These niggas been racist. Both sides been racist.
Nobody racist.
No. The Democrats have always been able to have the moral high ground because they're not in the southern area. So because they never had to deal with the fucking migrants coming through, jumping gates, migrating to Arizona and all this. Now that they got to deal with it, it's the fucking sky is falling. And you know what? You goddamn scumbags are racist for sending them up here. I love it. I think it's fucking hilarious. So
right.
that's my final thought.
Okay. Well, all right, bet. All right. Well, my final thought. Well, first of all, I co-sign on everything Kim said. Like, I love it. Your final thought was great. I was like, yes, all of that. G, same as well. Ty, some parts, you be going off, and I'm like, bruh. but you're entitled to your opinion, and I respect it. I think that we had money for Ukraine. We had money for Israel. I think that we had, like I said, bipartisan support to pass legislation to ban TikTok. I think that we have experts now, some in the politics, some that are in politics, and some that are just scholarly that are saying that retirement or Social Security is going to run out by like 2035 or 2040, which is crazy because it's an entitlement program that we've been paying in every year. They take money out of my checks and all the people before us. We're paying in so that when we retire, we have a safety net. Now they're saying we don't even have that anymore. We might not even have Social. What do you mean we don't have Social Security? I've been paying that shit since I've been a working age. What do you mean? I pay every year for that. So I just think that we're in a place where it's like, last election, they were telling us if we don't vote like Ty said, there's going to be death chambers, or it's going to be, remember that Obama's going to put death
Death
chambers,
chambers.
or every election. You remember that, right? When Obamacare, we're going to have death chambers,
You're
but
gonna be a slave.
you're going to be a slave. Like, so every election, it just gets more ridiculous. And here we are again. And Kim has said it. She's just like, this is the situation that we're in. It's like, this is where we are. And this is where we are
Gee,
every
hey,
year.
hey, Joe. Now this year you're gonna be like the battery from the Matrix. Like it's like okay, like
Yeah.
if you vote for Trump, they're just gonna take you and use you as a battery and put you in the system. Like
Yeah,
nigga,
that'll
like,
be the new one.
shut
Yeah,
the
you're going to
fuck
get
up.
plugged
Like
into the
just shut.
Matrix. So I'm just saying, when we go out there and vote, y'all, like, I'm not telling you who to vote for, but just think America first. I know it sounds very Trumpian to say that, which is weird for me to say that, but like, I really agree with
Joe
that sentiment.
MAGA. Joe MAGA.
I know, but it's crazy. I support that slogan, America first. Like, it's crazy. I feel that, like, America first, and I'm not even MAGA or Trump or Republican. Like, I really feel like America should come first on the ballot. This migrant stuff is really going to hurt Kamala. It already is, because people are looking at
Yeah.
her and what the Biden administration has done on the migrant situation so far. So anyway, all I'm saying is stay informed, stay woke. The way we used to mean it, not the way it's been spent now. And yeah, I don't know. That you guys all said great things, so we'll end it there. Thanks for coming back, Kim. We love to have you all the time. G, the same for you, brother. And with that said, y'all be safe out there, man.
Till next time, y'all.